Now we will look at the Regex portion of the exam, corresponding to questions 12 to 16. In the first question, number 12, we're asked to select all strings that fully match the regular expression that's provided. In the square brackets, we're told to match exactly one character of anything that's not a lowercase d or lowercase p. Right? So right off the bat, we know we can get rid of pan. That can't match because that is a lowercase p. Followed by one a and one n. That should be exactly the line. Does the first string, capital D-A-N, match? Yes, because a capital D is not a lowercase d. It's followed by an A and an N, so that works. Does FAN work? Yep, because again, that's not a lowercase d or lowercase p, and for the same reason, MAN, man works. So all three of those options work for question 12. In question 13, again, we're asked to select all strings that fully match this given regex expression, which is 0 or more lowercase letters, followed by an and sign, followed by one or more alphanumeric characters, followed by one of any non-new line character, right? Any non-new line. And that was intended to be a trick because in some of these we have .edu, but the dot in the regular expression is a special character. If we wanted to use the actual character dot, we would need \dot. And then whatever that is followed by an edu. So does the first string match? No, because the requirement is that before the and sign, it's only alphanumeric characters. But here, we have a dot before the and sign. So the first option does not work. Does the second option work? Yes, because we do have 0 or more, in this case 0, alphanumeric characters before the and sign. We have one or more alphanumeric characters after the and sign. Then one of any character, that's the $sign, then edu. So this exactly matches what we want, so the second option works. Does the third option work? Again, yes it does. We have only letters before the and sign. We have an and sign. We have a bunch of alphanumeric characters, then one of any character, which is our pound sign in this case, and then edu. So that works. Does the fourth option work? And here, the answer is no. And it's because there is no alphanumeric characters after the and sign and before the dot. So the edu works up until the and sign works, but here we need at least one alphanumeric character because of the \w plus, and that's not given, so the fourth option doesn't work. So here the only correct answers are 2 and 3. In 14, we're asked to select all strings that fully match the regular expression capital G O dot star. Remember, the caret means that this has to be at the start of the string. So this means we need a capital G at the start of the string. Options 1 and 3 don't work. 1 was supposed to be a trick because you would match the caret G and O, but remember the caret is a special character in regex. So options 1 and 3 don't work. The question is, does option 2 work? Well, other than the capital G at the start, what do we need? It has to be followed by an O, and then any number of non-new line characters. Is that what we have with go space bears exclamation mark? Yeah, because we have a G, an O, and then a bunch of other stuff that's not a new line. So that works. So the only correct option for 14 was the second one. In 15, we're asked to determine the result of evaluating the Python regex.split function on the string you get a 99.9 on the exam with the regex expression \d plus. \d plus matches a string where it sees one or more digits. Okay? Now, as an aside, suppose our string looked like A space B space C, and we wanted to split by spaces, since there's 2 spaces, we would have 3 resulting elements in our array. Okay, so basically we need to find the number of times that \d plus matches in this string and add 1. Okay? When's the first time we see 1 or more digits? Well, it's 99 point. Well, it's just the 99 because it's the third 9 is interrupted by this dot. The second time we see it is the digit 9. So when we split it, we will have 3 elements. Everything to the left of the first 99, the dot on its own, and then everything to the right of the third 9. So there will be 3 things in this resulting list, so the length is 3. For the first part of 16, we're asked to write a regular expression that only matches substrings consisting of a single A immediately followed by 0 or 1B characters. So we know at the beginning we'll have a single A followed by a B, and we want 0 or 1 of the last character. Okay? And the special character that tells you you want 0 or 1 of the previous thing is the question mark. So that's it. In part 2 of 16, we suppose we've defined the variable text to be the string data tab space tab science space 100, right? And we want to use a method in the re module to replace all continuous segments of spaces with a single comma. Okay? And the function we want to use is the substitute or sub method. And it takes in 3 parameters. The regex code itself, the string you want to replace with, and the string itself. Okay, so here in the first parameter is the regex matching expression. The second thing is what we want to replace all the things that match the first regex block with, and the last thing is the original string itself. So we're going to use sub. We know the last parameter is going to be text. The second parameter is going to be the string consisting of just a comma, right? Because we want to replace all continuous blocks of spaces with a comma. And the first item will be a raw string of \s plus, right? We want to replace every occurrence of 1 or more white space characters, right? \lowercase s is white space. We want every occurrence of 1 or more white space characters to be replaced by a comma. And that's exactly what this line of code does. So that wraps up the regex section of this exam.